Here we go, it's the Poff Poff Pass Show. You didn't know it's the Poff Poff Pass Show. Me and my bro, it's the Poff Poff Pass Show. We do it, bro, it's the Poff Poff Pass Show. It's Poff Poff.
Yo, what's good? Welcome to an episode of Poff Poff Pass. Got JT Blaze in the building. I'm Zach Poff. It's been a minute, man.
Long minute.
I think the last time we did a show was back when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather, and that was in 2017. So it's been a minute,
Wow.
but hey, things are popping. We got the Super Bowl coming up this next Sunday. What are some things you're looking forward to going into that big one?
Man, off the bat, I think it's going to be a great, exciting game. Both teams have explosive offenses, have great defenses, but I think the key factor, and you got to look at the Niners defense early. They have to get stops early.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions gashed them right off the start, and that game was getting bad quick. You can't have that against Patrick Mahomes.
And that leads right to my X factor, which I think is going to actually be Pacheco. If Pacheco can gash this team and get going early, and you don't even have to force Mahomes to make plays till later, and you give Mahomes a lead and let him be a game manager with all the great plays he makes and the mistakes he doesn't make, that's just not a position they want to be in. On top of the Niners not being a good come from back behind team, other than the two playoff games they've been in, which has been kind of ironic in a sense, but I don't think they want to be in that position.
If you look at the games that Patrick Mahomes has lost in the playoffs, what does it come down to? You got to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
You saw it in the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay when they lost 30-9. Tampa Bay did a great job getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes. When the Bengals beat them in the AFC Championship game, they did a good job in the second half of getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes. That's going to be the key for me for the Niners.
Yeah.
They got to find a way to disrupt Patrick Mahomes' rhythm. And if they can do that, I think the Niners are going to have a good chance to win this game. And an X factor for me, Niners wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. This is a guy who's come from, not even being recruited out of high school. Shout out to Reno, Nevada, McQueen High School. And he went to Sierra College, then he went to Arizona State, and he's really made a name for himself with the San Francisco 49ers. I think he's going to be a key contributor for Brock Purdy to get comfortable early, because we've seen Purdy kind of struggle here in the first half of these games against the Packers and the Lions. But shout out to Purdy, man. He stepped up when he needed to most. Had a huge drive against the Packers. Had a great second half against the Lions. So that's kind of my X factor. And then my X factor for the Chiefs, I think, is Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Because we've seen the problem with the Chiefs all year has been the wide receiver play. Rashee Rice has been outstanding. But outside of that, they really haven't got much help. But Travis Kelce, he's kind of turned back into Kelce, too, during the playoffs.
Yeah, it's funny. And my X factor for the Niners is Purdy. Yeah. It goes right to my other point. Purdy has to make the throws early. He has to be better early, because we've seen it. Late game, he actually has been great. Can we get that Purdy for 4 quarters? Can we get that Purdy managing the game early, getting them an early lead, putting more pressure on Mahomes, so then they can actually start to blitz more. They can be in control of the game where the Chiefs maybe have to throw it more. They can't rely on the run game, and defense, which is kind of ironic, has been kind of their formula this year. And then Mahomes makes the plays when he has to. Yeah,
and we've seen, too, where the Niners have fallen behind early in these 2 games. You don't want to do that against the Chiefs. And another thing, too, that people aren't really talking about, Andy Reid, one of the best coaches when it comes to being off a bye. So you give Andy Reid that extra week of preparation, that's going to be tough, too. But Kyle Shanahan, the one thing I'll give him credit for, he's been a terrible coach when it comes to the Niners trailing in the fourth quarter. He was 0-30 going into that Packers game when they trailed by 5 points or more in the fourth. Got his first dub. They erased the 24-7 lead against Detroit. That came in the third quarter. But that's what I've been impressed with the resiliency for the Niners in the playoffs so far. So I got to ask you, man, I need a prediction and a Super Bowl MVP.
Well, I'm just going to make this easy. I'm going Chiefs 31-27. At the end of the day, first of all, the NFL wants the Chiefs to win because of Taylor Swift. So
don't hate on the Swifties.
I'm not hating on the Swifties. I'm just giving you facts that at the end of the day, I am kidding about the Taylor Swift thing. I just think Patrick Mahomes is the best player on the planet right now. And when it comes down to it, he's going to find a way to get this team to victory.
So let me ask you this before I give my prediction. If Patrick Mahomes wins another Super Bowl, that would be 3. Is he already the best quarterback of all time?
I'm not putting him in front of Brady yet, but right now, if you had to compare where Brady was at in his career to Mahomes, I would take Mahomes all day and twice on Sunday. Because the big difference, right? I mean, Brady is obviously the GOAT right now. I don't think you can argue that yet. But if you just look at
seven Super Bowls.
If you just look at the plays Mahomes is making, Brady wasn't making those type of plays, especially the throws on the run.
Yeah.
And Mahomes' ability to scramble in the pocket. Brady had one of the best pocket presence ever. I would take Mahomes' pocket presence over Brady all day too, because of the way he can scramble and make the throws, which is one thing Brady wasn't able to do. So we get all the throws that Brady has with Mahomes on top of Mahomes' scrambling ability. And he's still only 24. I think he could end up with 7-8 Super Bowls.
Mahomes a little older than 24, but I'm pretty sure he's like 28. I could be off here, but I know he ain't 24. So.
You're right, and he does have a dad bod, so he's got to be closer to 30s than 20s. You're right.
I'm going to go, man, I don't even know who I was going to pick going into this. I'm going Niners.
Yeah.
And I think their defense is going to get pressure on Mahomes. And that's been a kind of a thing that's hurt the Niners in the playoffs, so they have not done a good job of getting pressure. I think that changes. I think they're going to have a good game plan.
Yeah.
I think they're going to frustrate Mahomes. I like the Niners 27-20, and I feel like the MVP is going to be Deebo Samuel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured you may go McCaffrey, but it could be any of those four, to be honest.
I got Niners. He's got Chiefs. That leads us into the fun part of the show here. We're going to hit you with some Super Bowl trivia.
Oh, no.
I hope you came prepared. I hope you were studying last night.
Prepared, yeah.
That's true. You're never a good test taker. So we will get to that. Cue the music. All right, we're ready. Question number 1. We got a 10-parter.
10-parter?
10 questions coming up. Number 1, which NFL franchise has the most Super Bowl appearances? It's multiple choice. A, Patriots. B, Cowboys. C, Steelers. D, 49ers.
Patriots.
Is that you asking me a question or is that your answer?
It's my answer.
Okay, you got it right. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah!
Bonus.
1 for 1.
Bonus.
100%.
Bonus. How many Super Bowl appearances have the Patriots had? Don't be trying to, they played Tom Brady. Just
well, okay, I know obviously Brady has 6 with the Patriots. They lost... Well, they lost 2 to the Giants, so 8?
Eli. He also lost 1 to Foles.
So 9.
11.
Wait, where are the other 2?
They lost to the 85 Bears, and they also lost with Drew Bledsoe to Brett Favre.
Wow, I didn't even know those Patriot teams made a Super Bowl until Brady. I thought that was the first team.
Question 2.
But it was bonus. Okay.
Question 2. Which NFL franchise is the biggest loser, has the most Super Bowl losses? A, Bills.
Oh, I was going to say Lions, just biggest loser, but okay.
Fine. You can't talk until I'm done. A, Bills. B, Vikings. C, Broncos. D, Eagles. Most Super Bowl losses. Bills, Vikings, Broncos, Eagles.
It's got to be Bills.
Sorry, dog.
Wait, what were the other 3?
Well, it doesn't matter now. I'll tell you the correct one, which is C, Broncos. They have 5 Super Bowl losses. They're actually tied with the Patriots, too. The Patriots have gone 6-5 in Super Bowls.
5? Wow, yeah, I had no clue on that
Question 3, speaking of Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy will be the 3rd youngest quarterback to start in the Super Bowl next Sunday. Who is the youngest to ever start a Super Bowl? A, Ben Roethlisberger. B, Tom Brady. C, Patrick Mahomes. Or D, Dan Marino? Roethlisberger.
It's Marino.
Got it right.
Yeah.
2 for 3.
I just knew he was a rookie, right?
Which team did he lose to? Super Bowl 19.
Who did the Dolphins lose to?
I'll make it easy for you. The San Francisco 49ers got smoked.
Okay. Yeah, I would not.
Question 4. Which quarterback holds the record for most passing yards in a Super Bowl? A, Tom Brady. B, Kurt Warner. C, Terry Bradshaw. Or D, Nick Foles?
Yeah, I know Brady's the obvious.
I threw you off there by throwing Foles in there.
I know Brady's wrong, but I'm taking Brady.
That's right.
Wow, I thought it was a trick question. I just assumed.
Super Bowl 52 and a loss to the Philadelphia Eagles.
2 for 3. Let's
Brady
go.
Brady actually owns the top 2 spots. He did it the year before when they raced that 28-3 deficit against the Falcons.
Yeah.
Okay, which quarterback holds the record for most passing touchdowns in a Super Bowl? A, Joe Montana. B, Steve Young. C, Kurt Warner. Or D, Tom Brady? Most TDs passing Super Bowl. Young, Montana, Warner, Brady.
I'm going to go Young.
You're doing actually pretty well, dude.
Yeah, I just knew that one Super Bowl where they kicked the crud out of the Chargers. I almost said the bad word.
How many tutties?
I'm going to guess 5.
6.
6 touchdowns?
Yeah.
How many did Rice have? 4?
I believe Rice had 3 that game.
Wow, he had 6.
10 defensive players have been named Super Bowl MVP. This is question 6.
Okay.
Who was the last? A, Von Miller. B, Ray Lewis. C, Dexter Jackson. Or D, Larry Brown?
I'm going to go Ray Lewis.
Von Miller against Carolina Panthers, Super Bowl 50.
Yeah.
That Super Bowl was actually here at Levi's Stadium.
Was that Super Bowl before Ray Lewis won the second Super Bowl?
Yeah, but Ray Lewis...
He didn't win MVP, though.
No, this was after that also. Ray Lewis won MVP of the first Super Bowl, not the second.
Yeah, and I thought he won the second one.
Joe Flacco won MVP of that
That's what threw me off. All right.
Question 7. Who holds the record for most rushing yards in a Super Bowl? A. Marcus Allen, B. Terrell Davis, C. Timmy Smith, or D. Marshawn Lynch?
Pretty sure it's Marcus Allen?
No, pretty sure
Dang
you're
it.
wrong, buddy. Timmy Smith.
I don't even know who that is.
I can hear Dad in the background because he was probably watching that.
Timmy?
That was back in the day against the Denver Broncos.
Who is Tim? Okay, I don't even know who Timmy
Super
Smith
Bowl
is.
22. Time to look it up then, buddy. 8. Who holds the record for most receiving yards in a Super Bowl? A. Lynn Swann, B. Isaac Bruce, C. Ricky Sanders, or D. Jerry Rice?
Wait, what was the question? Receptions?
Holds record for most receiving yards in a Super Bowl. Swan, Bruce, Ricky Sanders, or Jerry?
I'm going to take Jerry. No, it's probably a trick question.
No tricks.
Nice.
Got it. Super Bowl 23 against the Bengals went for 215. Only receiver.
So it wasn't even the Charger game where you had the most?
It wasn't.
Wow.
The only receiver in Super Bowl history to have over 200 yards receiving in a single game.
Wow.
2 more. I think you've done pretty good. You think you got like 5 right, maybe?
Yeah,
6?
I was on a roll, and then it was bad.
Who holds the record for most rushing touchdowns in a Super Bowl? A. John Riggins, B. Marshawn Lynch, C. Jalen Hurts, or D. Jamal Lewis?
Wait, isn't it running back? Why is Jalen Hurts on there?
Rushing touchdowns, not running backs.
Which makes me I'm gonna take Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, dude, that was a trick part of the question. I got it, and I made you say
He's
it.
actually tied with Terrell Davis.
Is it 3?
Had 3, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Which team holds the record for most points scored in a Super Bowl? A, your favorite Super Bowl, Buccaneers over Raiders.
It probably is that too.
B, Cowboys. Take your pick against the Bills. C, 49ers against the Chargers. Or D, Bears against the Patriots, which you didn't even know they ever played in a Super Bowl.
Well, it's got to be either Bucks or the Niners.
What are you giggling about over there?
Because it's the Bucks, just so you can throw it in my face.
Yeah, why don't you stop giggling and give me an answer?
Bucks, that's my answer.
Nope, Niners.
God.
Over the Chargers. 55-10. Or actually, it wasn't against the Chargers. It was against the Denver Broncos, against John Elway.
Yeah, one of those loser teams.
So I feel like you passed. I'm going to guess you got 7 out of 10.
I think I got 5 out of 10, which is fail.
Yeah,
but
we'll check the tape and get onto that. So we're going to move on. Now it's time to hit on a little UFC.
yeah,
Obviously, we're big UFC fans. And card Saturday, not that great. So we're not going to be hitting on any of those fights. But we're
no Doladizi?
no, sorry.
That's not how you say his name either, bro.
Definitely not. We're not playing that game just yet. So top 5 fights coming up from here until UFC 300. I'll let you give your list first. Start with 5, work your way to 1. Run through it quick.
All right. Well, number 5, I'm going to go Brian.
Check my notes.
I am going to check my notes just like DC would. Give me Ortega versus Jair Rodriguez.
I actually have that at 5 too.
It just sucked so bad how that fight ended last time. We all want to see how that fight goes.
Yeah.
I'm always interested when 2 guys are actually like super good friends and they have to fight each other and just that element
Sometimes
of it all.
those are the best fights.
Exactly, because they just, there's no real grudges. They're just really competing at the highest level and having fun. And
It's pretty much just a sparring match.
yeah, and I just both of their versatility too. They both are really good at striking and ground game and mixing it up.
And the environment's going to be legit too, because that fight is in Mexico.
Yeah.
In Mexico City.
Both great Mexican fighters.
Yeah.
Both represent the culture of their
I
countries
think the
well.
main event's Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, and then
Brandon
Royval too,
Yeah.
which almost was going to make the cut as well as my top 5 fights. So looking really forward to that card. That would be my number 5 fight. Number 4, give me Moreno versus Royval.
No.
And I just
Wait, before you get to that, who you taking in Yair Ortega?
oh man, I'm probably going to take Yair just because he's healthy, and we don't know how Ortega's going to look coming from that gruesome injury he's coming from. Even though it's been a year and a half now.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's still a lot of question marks on his end.
That fight was July 16th, 2022.
Yeah,
so.
there's just a lot more questions on his end. I'll tell you what, though, I'll be rooting for Ortega, definitely. But if I had to pick, I would go Rodriguez. Yeah.
Go to 4 now.
Okay, so, yeah.
What are you staring at me for, dude?
Your beautiful eyes. Actually, I have the good eyes. But anyway, Moreno versus Royval. These 2 fighters are just, anytime you get a fight in this weight class, where guys, I know, I'm ready to, are you okay? But anytime, there goes my phone, anytime you get guys in this weight class, they don't run out of air.
They don't run out of air.
They have great cardio is what I was trying to say.
Which you're going to need in Mexico City.
Yeah.
We saw what happened to Cade when he got smoked by Fabricio Verdú.
Yeah,
so.
but anyway, I
It
just
looks
think,
like you're running out of air.
yeah. Okay. Do I run to name all 5? I thought we were going to go back and forth here. No, let's go to number...
all right, I'll save you. 5 for me, too, was Yair Ortega.
Yeah.
Same reasons as you. I'm looking forward to this fight. It's kind of a rematch of a fight we didn't get to really see. I like Ortega in this fight, though. I think he's going to find a way to get it to the ground and get a submission win and get back on track. And then my 4 was Kevin Holland versus Michael Page. Michael Page, Bellator great.
Yeah.
Making his UFC debut. I think this is going to be a fun matchup. UFC 299, going to be down in South Florida in Miami. That's on March 9th. But this is going to be a fun fight because Kevin Holland can kind of fight dumb sometimes, where he should probably want to take this to the ground. And standing up against Michael Page, that's going to be, I don't know if you want to do that because he's an outstanding kickboxer. It's going to be fun, though, to see his debut in the UFC. And I think Michael Page is going to knock out Kevin Holland.
I didn't even see that fight. I'm like super excited you mentioned that fight. Now I may have thrown it on mine, too, because I think that is going to be a war.
I'll keep on mine. I'll go to 3, and then you can follow with your number 3.
Yeah.
UFC 298 down in Anaheim. It's going to be where we saw DC Stipe. We also saw John Jones Stipe on that fight card. And or saw John Jones DC. What was that? The second one?
The second one. Yeah.
I'm still mad about that.
And I'm still happy.
You got the title fight for the featherweight championship. Alexander Volkanovski against Ilia Topuria. Man, this is a fun matchup, but I think Volk, you can't go against this guy in the 145-pound division. He's never lost in this weight class.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. And you just look at the level of competition he's faced compared to Topuria. It's not even close. I think Volk smokes him.
That's probably the only reason I didn't pick that fight as my top 5. I just think Volk is just a level ahead by the competition he's faced. And I think he really wants to prove a point after what happened in his last fight where he's finally been knocked out, finally lost. Yeah. I think he really wants to prove like, okay, maybe that happened, but this is my belt. This is my division weight class. And I think he's going to be more motivated than ever.
He's 13-2 in the UFC, but he's 13-0 against 145 pounders. Both losses obviously come to Islam Makhachev. So,
and let's not forget some of those wins he has too. I mean, notching Max a couple times.
3 times.
3 times.
Yair, Jose Aldo.
I mean, you're talking about 2 of those guys are arguably some of the best fighters of all time. Yeah. Especially Max in his prime.
You look at Topuria's best wins. You got Josh Emmett and Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What's your 3?
My 3, I'm going to have to go with Mr. Gaethje and Holloway at 300. That's why I throw Mr. in there. What did my notes say?
That's 3?
That's on 300, baby.
But no, that's your number 3, not 1?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
There's you'll see when I get to the other 2 fights. The thing with me, I actually think Gaethje is going to handle Holloway pretty well, just like Poirier did, and that's the only reason I put it 3, because the 2 fights ahead, I really don't know who's going to win those fights. I feel pretty confident Gaethje's going to win this fight, but just the fact that these 2 guys are fighting, I still think it's going to be an amazing fight, and I don't think Gaethje's going to finish Holloway. I just think he's going to kind of overpower him, and it's going to take away from
5 rounds. That's going to be a banger.
Yeah. A banger that Gaethje will probably win pretty easily, just because he's going to do more damage, and you're going to be able to see the damage in the fight.
I feel like Max might get him with volume, but Gaethje will get him with damage, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Yeah,
exactly, and that's the part of it you never know, but I just feel a little bit more confident with this 3rd fight compared to the other 2, where I really don't know who's going to win, and I'm super excited to see who will.
What do you got at 2?
2 is where we get to, we just mentioned this guy.
Where are we going?
Poirier, and I know I'm going to mess this dude's name up, St. Dennis. Dennis the Saint. It's Denise.
Denise.
Okay, St. Dennis sounds way cooler. His fighter nickname should be St. Dennis.
That's why you didn't have Volk and Topuria, because you know how to say Ilya's last name, huh?
Yeah, I don't even probably know how to say Topuria. Anyway, let's go back to St. Dennis. St. Denise. Okay, Gaethje. Poirier. Now I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. No, this fight is going to be bananas. Poirier can do everything, and he's coming off a horrible loss to Gaethje.
Did you see the drama yesterday where Poirier tweeted that the fight was off, and then there's 2 hours later he tweeted again. He's like, actually, sorry. I jumped the gun here. Fight's back on. So
what was even the cause of it? Maybe
he said that the contract wasn't signed. He couldn't get a hold of his manager, but they got it all squared away. We're all good. They're still fighting UFC.
Oh my gosh, you scared me. Yeah. But when we look at St. Dennis, this guy's been blessing people. Yeah. All right, he has been wrecking people, and Poirier is not a guy you usually finish. It was shocking what Gaethje did.
Who was it he just smoked? Was it Frivola?
I think it was for
Yeah,
Bola.
Bola was on a tear too.
Yeah.
I took him in FanDuel that day, and he just got smoked.
And for Poirier to risk taking this fight when he doesn't really have to.
That's what I respect.
I respect it, and man, just these two guys are such world-class killers. Like, they can get you out of there in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And when both those guys get tested, I just think it's going to be an amazing fight, and I think someone is going to get finished. If I had to pick, I think I'm going to take Poirier.
Yeah, I think Poirier's going to smoke him. The level of competition is not even close between the two.
Yeah, maybe you're right, and maybe this goes back to we were talking about with Tapura.
I'll give my two before we get to one. I got Sean O'Malley here. I feel like he's going to probably handle Marlon Chito Vera pretty easy, but just you look at the numbers. O'Malley, his UFC record, 9-1, one no contest. That one L though came to Chito Vera.
Yeah.
And it was kind of questionable. It's like, did he hurt his leg, or was it because of a leg kick from Chito? Now that you get to have some fun and answer it again here, and I think Sean O'Malley's going to cook him. I think it's going to be a quick knockout first round. But I'm looking forward to this fight, just the build-up into it. I think there's going to be a lot of kind of Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz type of build-up vibes where there's going to be a lot of beef, a lot of fun, a lot of drama.
Yes.
Guys don't like to say they don't like drama, but that's a lie, man. We love seeing the drama with UFC
It
fighters.
always makes the best fights. It usually does.
I like Sugar Show in this one, man. I think he's gonna get the get back on Chito Vera, and I think it's good for the division though.
Yeah.
I think Sean O'Malley is the perfect champ. I think he's a star in the making. And if he wins this fight, there's a lot of big fights to make after that.
Yeah.
So that's what I got at 2. One, you already touched on it, so I'll go ahead and give mine. The UFC 300, probably going to be the co-main event. Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway. This is just going to be a good old banger. This is going to be a fun fight. This is definitely a get your popcorn ready type of matchup.
Yes, sir.
I agree with you. I think Gaethje's going to be a little too big at 155 for him. We saw Max kind of be too small against Dustin Poirier. I see the same thing kind of going here. I like Gaethje to win this one. I think it'll go decision too.
And it's my number one has got to be O'Malley versus Vera.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the big thing with me, the difference, I don't have as close as much confidence in O'Malley as you do because I love seeing when we have these questions that aren't answered that finally come to fruition. There's nothing better than.
Well, it's funny too because I feel like Chito didn't even really deserve a title shot.
Yeah,
because Corey Sandhagen smoked him.
Yeah, no, he didn't. But because there's so many people that want to know the answer to this question, it happened. And I really think that O'Malley called for this fight and wanted 100%. This fight to happen too, so he got it as well. And I mean, it's going to sell. Like, people love watching O'Malley. People are going to want to tune into that beef. And I'm a little bit more worried about what Chito can do with his leg kicks and what he can do to damage O'Malley moving. If he can damage his movement, I really think he can actually hurt him. And O'Malley, though, after what he did to win the belt, was pretty impressive. I was stunned. I did not think he was going to win that fight.
I thought Aljo was going to be able to get it on the ground.
Me too.
And he couldn't. So Chito's tough, though. That's the thing I always give Chito respect for.
Yeah.
He's a guy who usually starts slow, but as the fight progresses, he continues to get better. We've seen O'Malley, against Piotr Jan, he kind of went the distance there.
Yeah.
And he didn't get tired at all, so that was impressive to see, but that was a 3-round fight compared to a 5-rounder. So what were a couple fights that you were close to putting in that you didn't? Cejudo Merab was one for me.
That would be one.
And then obviously, Benoit Saint Denis, as you would call him, against Dustin Poirier. That was another one for me too.
There was what was the main event on 300?
Well, they haven't announced yet.
It's supposed to be the title fight, Wei Li or whatever.
Well, that's not. That's going to be under Gaethje and
that fight I actually thought was pretty interesting because I think the opponent she's fighting is also Chinese, right? So it's like this huge, Chinese beef going on.
I don't think there's beef. I don't think.
Oh yeah, they Never mind. Okay, but I mean, just the fact that you're gonna have two countrymen fighting for the belt.
I think they're actually friends. I don't think there's drama between the two. Yeah.
Hopefully there's some drama. But anyway, that was the one. I don't even know their names, but yeah.
So before we move on to a little NBA talk, tell the peeps a fight you want to see in 2020.
Oh, you're probably gonna agree with me on this. We have to see John Jones fight for the title again. And who should he be fighting?
Tom Aspinall.
Exactly.
Hey, the way he cooked Sergey Pavlovich, I was impressed.
Honestly, whoever won that fight, I want to see fight Jones. Yeah. And that's the fight I want to see more than anything else. It's a heavyweight fight.
No disrespect to Stipe, but Stipe, that fight is, I understand where Dana White's coming from, where both these guys are legends of the sport, especially, John Jones at 205 and Stipe at heavyweight. But the fight peeps want to see is Tom Aspinall and John Jones. That's also the fight I wrote down I want to see in 2024. I also would love to see Conor McGregor against anybody.
Yeah.
I just want to see Conor McGregor come back, but we'll see if he does. Eventually, he's going to probably fight Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
People are saying that might be the UFC 300 main event. I don't think it is. I think that fight will take place in the summer. I think the UFC 300 main event is going to actually end up being Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis. So,
and that was another fight.
I still have to watch it. We were at the Niner game, so I missed that.
Oh man, the Strickland fight was a great fight with Duplessis. It's funny, I was Duplessis. I like better too. But anyway,
What are you, GSP?
Duplessis, control the wrists.
All right, we got a few more things we want to run through. We're going to hit on NBA predictions real quick, and I'll start. So, NBA Finals prediction. I don't know why I'm doing this because I'm about to ZPC my own team, but it's the Clippers' year, baby. I think this is the year the Clippers get there. The way that I'll be the first to admit I was dead wrong when they got Harden. I didn't like the trade. I didn't think he'd fit with Kawhi and PG. But you've seen the Clippers sacrifice, which I didn't know was going to happen, and you just see the way they're playing right now. Best team in basketball over the last 2 months. And I think if this Kawhi and Paul George stay healthy, you got Russell Westbrook coming off the bench. You got Norm Powell coming off the bench.
Yeah.
You'll have Zubac coming back. This team's got depth. They got great coaching. And Kawhi Leonard, we've seen it in the past. When the playoffs are going, that's when he plays at his best. The X factor for them will be the way Paul George plays and the way Russell Westbrook plays off the bench. I'm not worried about Harden in the playoffs. I think him being the number 3 option is going to be perfect for the Clippers. He doesn't have that pressure of being the number 1 or number 2 guy. And I like the Clippers, and I think this kind of might surprise you. And you were kind of saying that earlier we were talking. I like the Knicks in the East.
Yeah, man.
I don't trust Boston. I don't trust Boston. We saw it last year with the Heat. This team, as Charles Barkley would say, they're mentally soft. And I think when they get pressure on them, I don't think they step up. And I like the Knicks, man. I love the way Jalen Brunson's playing. I love the trade getting OG. You get a good wing defender. You throw him with Julius Randle, who will be coming back in about a month or so.
Yeah.
They got depth. Josh Hart. Dog, they got a lot of ballers, man. I like the way the Knicks are playing. I like the Clippers over the Knicks in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, man. It's funny because I agree with a lot of your points. My thing with the Clippers, Kawhi has to stay healthy.
100%.
That is the biggest thing because, man, when that guy is on the floor, they are a scary team, even when he's not off the floor. But with him on the floor,
you saw the way they're playing last year against the Suns. He was the best player on the floor, and that was against Devin Booker and Kevin Durant.
And he's the one guy that has the championship pedigree, right?
Yeah.
Like he's the one who's already taken a team to the promised land, and this team's way deeper than that Toronto team and those Spurs teams even he had. I think the one thing with the Clippers, there's no weakness, right?
Yeah.
They have depth. They have shooting. They have defense. They have it all. And
I think now, too, in the NBA, the way it is now, if you're good at the wing position, I think that's the most important position, and that's where the Clippers are best with Kawhi and Paul George.
Oh, I think Kawhi's the best wing player in the game.
Yeah. I mean, you got Giannis kind of. He's not a wing, but he's more like a power forward.
But I mean,
Kevin
Kawhi,
Durant.
Yeah, but the thing with Kawhi, he's just pure wing and his defense too.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'd take over Durant is Kawhi's defense. I mean, the guy is amazing.
Who's your NBA Finals prediction?
It's funny you brought up. I have to go Denver, Boston. I actually agree with a lot of the points you have with Boston, but the one thing I think they're going to have on their side is the home court advantage. And in the playoffs, that's huge. And even though I don't know how the Lakers actually beat them the other night at home, they don't lose at home. And I feel like they're probably going to keep that 1 seed. And by keeping that 1 seed, I do think some of their players are mentally weak, but I also think some of their players are mentally strong, like Tatum. And I honestly think Tatum has enough ability to lead this team to a championship if they can keep the home court advantage.
Too, man. Drew Holiday was big. Kristaps Porzingis has been playing well.
I was going to say the Holiday pickup was huge for them because it kind of just
Wyatt's nice too.
It solidified their small court presence, and man, they're one of the best small ball teams I think in the whole entire league.
And I was hyping up wing players, and you look at Tatum and Jalen.
Yeah, in fact, Tatum may be the one guy would maybe take over Kawhi because he's just as talented.
Who do you have
much.
winning, Nuggets or Celtics?
I'm going to go with Denver.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Jokic is such a problem. And when it comes playoff time, there's no teams have answers for him in a 7-game series. He finds a way to make imprints on the game. And my big thing with them is Jamal Murray has to stay healthy along with Jokic.
Yeah.
Because Murray is so key to spreading the floor and keeping things open because he's such a deadly shooter and he's such a great ball handler as well, where it makes things easier for Jokic. But I think they're the best 1-2 punch in the game, and I think at the end of the day, but I think the one team that can beat them is the Clippers, and I think the winner of probably the Western Conference Finals, if it ends up that way, is going to be Denver Clippers.
It's funny,
that's going to get the chip.
You look at the West, I feel like teams, and right now you have Minnesota at the 1 and OKC at the 2.
Yeah.
I think teams are going to try and position themselves, which you're not going to be able to do because you have to be in the play-in. But I think they're going to try and position themselves where they play either Minnesota or OKC in the first round compared to a Denver or the Clippers or Phoenix at a 3, 4, 5. Even Dallas maybe at a 6.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the West plays out, but it's going to be fun. The Western Conference still by far better than the East.
Yeah,
so.
and I really feel bad because I'm pretty sure Embiid's going to be done now. I'm guessing he's not coming back.
No, he'll be back. He just had, I think it's a meniscus tear. So it's not an ACL. So he'll probably miss 2 to 4 weeks.
Oh, okay, man. I was thinking it'd be months, and then I thought by then they would maybe fall a little bit and probably wouldn't be there.
Philly right now is at the 5 seed. They're 30-17. So
but I still think that's a pretty.
They're only game and a half back.
Yeah,
spot.
It's just still kind of a big hit at this time of the year, because then you got to bounce back. You got to try and position yourself.
You have Denver winning. So who's your MVP? You got Jokic.
Yeah, take Jokic.
I'm going Luka. I think Luka, the way he's playing right now, we saw him drop 73 on the Hawks' head. He's averaging 34.7, good for second in the league. And he's averaging nearly 9 rebounds and almost 10 assists. So I think Luka's going to get his first MVP. Coach of the year, I'm going Minnesota, Chris Finch. I think the job he's doing with the Timberwolves, I respect it. Mark Daigneault was close second for me, I think, from OKC, the way they're playing. But I think Minnesota's Chris Finch. That's who I'm predicting for Coach of the Year.
You just brought up this team earlier, the Knicks. How about what Tibbs is doing? Yeah. Tom Thibodeau. Yeah. I got that right. Yeah, I had to work on that. Thibodeau. Anyway. This guy has the Knicks playing at an all-time level. What he's been able to do with bringing Brunson in and having him accommodate to the team.
Jalen Brunson, man, that dude is just...
I'll bring him up in a sec, too, but... Man, I love the Knicks. I love what they're doing. And even without Randall playing right now, they're playing unbelievable basketball. And I just think what Thibodeau is able to do to get a team to rally around defense and go from there. And you can tell the guys love playing for that guy. And he just has all those players right now playing at an all-time level. And I just think he deserves the credit. So I would love to see Tibbs get it.
Yeah, I could see him getting it for sure. Defensive player of the year, we're same here, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a pretty obvious choice.
Still averaging the most blocks in the league, pretty sure.
How many Defensive Player of the Year awards has Rudy Gobert won?
8?
Calm down, all right?
Well, I wasn't in the league. I thought he won it every year.
He's won 3. So he won 18, 19, and 21.
Has he been in the league 8 years? I don't think so.
No, he's been in the league 8 years, yeah. But, it's funny. I was one of the people that hated on that trade for Utah. I thought they gave up way too much. But we're seeing it now. Minnesota's the 1 seed. He's a good little twin tower there with Karl Anthony Towns. Obviously, Anthony Edwards is their best player. But, Rudy Gobert for me is Defensive Player of the Year also. I think he'll get his 4th. And, the Timberwolves right now, they lead the NBA in points allowed per game. Rookie of the Year, I think it's obviously 2 choices. Yeah. I'm going with Victor Wembanyama, as you would call him, Wemby. Wemby. He's averaging 20.6 a game, number 1 among rookies. 10 rebounds, number 1 among rookies. You're going to hear that a lot, number 1 among rookies.
Yeah.
He's averaging 3.2 blocks per game, which is number 1 in the entire NBA. And he also leads all rookies in steals with over 1 per game, also 3 assists per game. I just think the way he's playing, even though the Spurs suck, but the way Wemby's playing, I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year.
I don't call him Wemby, I call him Gumby, because this guy is just a Stretch Armstrong out there. I think if you're going off pure talent and skills, you're going to take Wemby. But I'm going to go with the guy who's on a winning team right now, and I'm going to take his nemesis, Holmgren, who's basically like...
What's his first name?
Chet?
Yeah.
Nice. Chet mix. But anyway, Holmgren, and he's so similar to Wemby. Another Gumby out there, just super lanky, tall, skinny, but the skills that these guys have.
I love Holmgren.
Shooting ability, their inside work, they can pass.
I think he's made just that huge impact for OKC, where they're the 2 seed right now.
Yeah.
Because they have that big to go with Shea, and then obviously all the other guys, Josh Giddey, and Jalen Williams is stud too.
And I know Rookie of the Year is not MVP. Obviously, you're not supposed to go with like the higher ranked team as much. But at the end of the day, I just think the way OKC's playing and his contributions to that could give him Rookie of the Year. But no, if I had to pick, I think Wemby's going to win.
6th Man of the Year. Did you do that one?
I did do that one.
Who you got?
Your boy, Mr. Russell Westbrook.
Oh yeah.
I think
I was funny when you said that. I was thinking Norm Powell.
Yeah, and you could pick either. To be honest,
I think Westbrook's impact though is more.
And it's hard too because the Clippers have so much depth. But right now, if you're going to pick someone who should get the 6th man, it should be the team with the most depth. And who's the most impactful out of that depth? I would take Westbrook, but you could take Norman Powell too. I think he's averaging around 12 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Like that's perfect for off the bench.
I will give a huge shout out to Russell Westbrook too. The fact that he was the one that had to make the biggest sacrifice when they got James Harden. He was starting. He said, "Hey, Coach Lou, I'm gonna come off the bench. I feel like that'll help the team out." And when he made that decision, that's when the Clippers got hot and started playing their best
And let's
basketball.
remember, what was the whole issue when he was on the Lakers? Was that whole issue. And I think maybe he learned from that, which has also showed, he's still maturing, even being a vet kind of now in this day and age. He's doing whatever he can to win a championship, and you're seeing that dedication, which is another reason I think he should get it too.
Yeah.
And now he's embraced that role, and honestly, he should be rewarded for it.
I'm going with TH Jr., Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah.
His dad, illest crossover.
I loved his pop playing.
Kid gets buckets. He leads all players off the bench. He's averaging 18.3 points per game. Another guy I want to throw in the mix, but he's been starting a little more now, and he's making a huge impact, is Jonathan Kuminga.
Yes, yeah.
The Warriors are playing a little better now. They're still, the 12th seed in the West, but Kuminga is playing his best ball right now. He was another guy I thought of, but I think Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to get it. He leads all bench scores, averaging 18. Dallas is a pretty good team, too. So, most improved. This was tough, man. At first, I was going to go with Sengun for the Rockets, but I changed it, man. I think Tyrese Maxey is going to get it.
Yeah.
This year, he's averaging 26 points per game, 6 assists. Last year, he's averaging 20 and 3. So he's doubled his assists, points up 6 points per game. He's an all-star this year.
Yeah.
And the guy you're going with is also a first-time all-star, too. But I think Tyrese Maxey, especially now with Embiid going down, Tyrese Maxey's production is going to get even bigger, and I think he's going to be a pretty easy winner for most improved.
And he just dropped 32 and a half last night.
I think he went for 50 plus.
Yeah, 50 plus.
Yeah, I think he went
that
for
kid
51.
can score like no other right now in this league. I'm going to keep going with the Knicks route. Jalen Brunson. I mean, this guy literally went from maybe...
I feel like he's going to be in MVP conversation.
Oh, me too. And think about it. He's going from... he wasn't an all-star last year, was he? No.
First-time all-star. Did
So
you see his interview yesterday?
I didn't see his interview, but I saw when they announced that he got the All-Star and just how happy and excited he was.
So he was, sorry to interrupt. Actually,
No, go for it.
Because you've interrupted me your entire life.
Yeah,
So,
karma.
Actually, my entire life. But after the game, you get interviewed, crowd's chanting MVP, MVP, and he couldn't even talk, man. He was just crying. It was such a big moment for him. MVP chants come from MSG. You just got your first All-Star nod. You can tell it means so much to him, man.
Yeah.
And it's just a cool moment to see that for Brunson.
And I saw the tears. I figured maybe he had a speech or something, which is funny. That makes it even more monumental just seeing that whole thing. But the way he's playing right now, he's literally becoming one of the superstars of the league. And how can you improve any more than that? You go from not even being an all-star to literally one of the superstars now, one of the people in the MVP conversation, brought the Knicks back to the second seed right now in the East, which I don't think most people saw.
They're 32 and 17.
I don't think anyone really saw that coming. And the addition of Brunson being able to bring this team up to where they're at right now.
Too bad I just cursed them, though, by picking them to go to the finals.
Yeah.
So they'll probably go on a 5-game losing streak now.
Yeah. Sorry, Knicks. But I definitely think Brunson is most improved just by where he's at now compared to last year.
Yeah, no, I feel like him and Maxey and Sengun, I think it'll come down to those three. All right, we got 2 things left we're going to do. We're going to hit on a little MLB talk, and then we're going to end the show with, what are we going to end the show with?
Our segment. He's a beast.
And come on, man.
Come on, man.
So MLB free agency, we're going to talk about some moves, and we're going to play a little game right after this. So what are some big free agency moves that you guys have seen coming so far this year? And probably the
Dodgers have become the Yankees of baseball. Yeah. I want more. We sign him. We sign him. We sign him. Who are you? I'm going to sign you too.
Bro, we were so nervous when that idiot started tweeting that Ohtani was on a plane to Toronto. I was like, oh, he's going to Blue Jays.
I had a feel. There's no way this guy's going to Canada. It's just way too cold. There's no way he's going to want to live in Canada.
And then the next day we woke up and what happened?
It was Christmas.
It was.
It was literally New Year's, Christmas, all wrapped into one.
We had 700 million reasons why to be happy.
It was probably, I never thought I would be happy about what happened to them in the playoffs, but to be honest,
and we're talking about you, Grandma.
Yeah, Grandma.
Yeah, the D-backs smoked us so bad
that they went all out.
I'm not going to lie. That Saturday was terrible because we were watching the Dodgers. Like, all excited. Cool. We got UFC fights on. We got the Dodgers about to start. And all of a sudden, you look up, already down 6-0.
It was just, and to go from that feeling to signing Ohtani.
And SC almost lost to Arizona that night, too. That would have been just
But then after Ohtani, it was just a snowball effect. Brought in his homie, Yamamoto, Yoshida. I probably messed his first name up, but I got the last name, Yamamoto.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I probably butchered that too.
Oh, Samsonite. I was way off. Anyway, Wait, they got him for what, 12 years?
They got him for a pretty penny too. So
And the best part is we were so worried about Dodger pitching, and now we have 3 aces.
who else they get?
Because don't forget Mr. Glass now, Mr. Tyler. I mean, that kid has potential. I know he's been
He has potential. He's been an ace for like the last 6 years.
but he's been a little shaky at times in the postseason, right? Not quite.
He's been injury prone too. That's been a big thing with Tyler Glass now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you look at
But no, he's got ace stuff, no doubt.
They got Glass now coming in. They got Yamamoto coming in. Otani's obviously not pitching next year, but eventually he'll be back. And then they got Walker Buehler coming back.
And I mean, I don't know if they kept him, but actually all charges were dropped as well on our.
He's gone. He's not. Are you talking about Urias?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All the charges got dropped on Urias. Now I don't know if the Dodgers are still going to sign him, especially after what we saw with Trevor Bauer.
Dodger fans love him, man.
And man, he's been such a dog for the Dodgers too. And if you can kind of sneak him in the bottom rotation, we'll let it slide. It's okay.
Made the biggest impact for them pitching when they won the World Series in 2020.
Yeah.
Especially out of the bullpen. Every big moment, Urias was out there pitching.
But all the charges were dropped by the Los Angeles department. I think it was yesterday. So he's cleared.
I thought you were like talking about Trevor Bauer.
No, I'm talking about Urias. So that's another guy they could bring in. And then who knows with Kershaw too.
And they got Paxton too, the number 5 right now.
And don't forget May.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be a while too, but he still has the stuff too. And they got the kid Bobby Miller. They have so much depth.
Some other free agency moves too. I love Juan Soto going to the Yankees. You put him right there with Judge. That's probably as good right there with Mookie, Freeman, Acuna, Olsen. I mean, Riley, whatever team you want to pick for the Braves. Even the Dodgers, I don't know if you go Mookie Freeman or Mookie Ohtani. I mean, those are good problems to have. But
oh, man, I can't wait.
I love the move for Soto going to the Yankees. It just never felt right with him on the Padres, where it just never really clicked. And he did have good games, but just the Padres last year were just a mess.
That was one of the biggest shocks ever, was the Padres last year. Yeah, that still blows my mind. I really thought it was going to be a down-to-the-wire, tough competition between them and the Dodgers, and it just did not come to fruition. What do you think about
the Orioles get Corbin Burns?
I was going to bring that one up next. I think it's huge, but I still don't know about that rotation.
They needed an ace, and they got their ace.
Yeah. But Burns was not quite what he was 2 years ago.
Yeah, he did struggle. I mean, the D-backs lit him up in the playoffs. So.
And then if he could go back to the ace that he was 2 years ago, and then you have the other 2 guys under him, I think it's Grayson Rodriguez.
Yeah.
What's the other guy's name too? He's a stud too. I can't think of his name.
Young kid, Kyle Bradish.
Bradish.
Yeah.
I just feel like Burns has to be that guy, and I'm not sure if he is yet, but we're gonna find out. But if he is, that's a scary rotation. It's a real scary rotation.
What do you think about the Astros getting Josh Hader?
Oh gosh,
I know he ruined your fantasy team a couple years ago.
Can't stand that guy.
Don't be hatering.
I'm a hater. I'm gonna hate away.
I love Josh Hader, man. I think he's the best relief pitcher in baseball.
It's not only I don't like him, I also don't like the Astros. So it's actually a perfect fit. But man, you add him to that rotation. And, I mean that end of the rotation.
With the Dodgers too, we didn't even bring up the fact they got. I mean, Teoscar Hernandez, this guy, former All-Star with the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
He wasn't a great fit with the Mariners, but he still had 20+ home runs. And I think it's a guy that can come fit right in with the Dodgers too. I'd love the depth the Dodgers have.
Oh, they just depth everywhere, and they said, we're gonna just basically spend as much money as we can this year and go all out. And they did.
Reese Hoskins too.
That was another one I was gonna bring up too.
That's a good move too. Baseball, that's why I love the offseason. There's always so many moves happen.
Yeah.
And let's get to a new game here though first.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna do a game here. I'm throwing a curveball to you. Speaking of baseball.
Oh no.
Same face, new place. So I'm gonna give you a name, and he's on a new team this coming year. You got to tell me which team he's on.
And I know you did do with the Dodger players. We already went over them all.
There's one.
Oh God. Okay.
Starting though, former A's great, spent last year with the Twins.
Sonny Gray.
Yes. Where is he at now?
He's not on the Twins anymore?
No, he's not on the Twins here. So, do you want a clue?
Yeah, I'll take any clue.
I'm not giving you a clue.
Okay, at least get like AL, NL?
He plays baseball. NL.
I'm gonna go Cubs.
Oh, you got the right division, but wrong team.
Brewers?
Nope.
Wait, who's left of it?
Well, I can't tell you.
Wait, who's in the Cubs?
You guessed Cubs. You guessed the Brewers.
I can't think of any other teams in their division.
It's by Philadelphia. It's in Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh.
No, he's not on them either. They're in the Central. So you got 2 left, dog.
I give up. Who?
St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh my God!
Signed a 3-year, $75 million deal. I loved Sonny Gray, man. He was a big time pitcher with the A's. Kind of struggled. When he went to the
I do
Yankees.
too. I couldn't think of the Cardinals. I could not think of teams. Wait, who's the other team?
Oh, Reds.
Yeah, duh.
It took me about.
Wasn't he on the Reds too?
It took me about a second and a half. So.
Wasn't Sonny Gray on the Reds too?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Alex Verdugo, former Dodger great, helped us get Mookie Betts.
He's not on Boston anymore?
He got traded on December 5th. Who did he get traded to? Still in the AL.
Same division?
Yeah, I'll help you out here. Same division. Former Red Sox.
Baltimore?
Nope.
Yankees?
Yes.
Okay. It was either that or the Rays.
Yeah. or the Blue Jays, but.
Oh, yeah. Stupid Canadians.
Marcus Stroman was on the Cubs last year. Signed a 2-year, $37 million deal. Oh, I think I might know.
No, I think he went. Did he go back to a former team?
No.
Dang it.
What, is rubbing your ankles make you think smarter?
That didn't help.
AL. American League East.
Boston.
Nope. He's now teammates
Baltimore
with Verdugo.
Oh, the Yankees.
You literally didn't even know, and you literally just answered this 10 seconds ago.
I already forgot.
He's on the Yankees. Okay.
All these places and names, I'm getting mixed up.
Craig Kimbrell, former Dodgers.
Oh wait,
star,
I heard this. No,
was on the Phillies last year.
Oh no, I just saw this on Sleeper. Someone signed him.
Yeah, that's why he's one of the names.
I know.
Signed a 1-year, $13 million deal. We were just talking about this team not too long ago, and we were talking about pitching.
Baltimore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got one right.
I knew I saw one.
1 for 4. Tyler O'Neill. Used to be on the Cardinals.
Yeah, I heard this one too. He
Traded on December 8th.
God, I heard this. Milwaukee?
You're not listening too well. It's not even the right division. Not even the right league. He's in the American League now, buddy. AL East.
Yankees?
No, we've used them enough.
Boston?
Yes.
Okay. So 1 for 5.
All right, here we go. Manuel Margot.
Oh, the Dodgers.
There you go.
Yeah, I forgot they got him until.
I was gonna make you take that jersey off if you wouldn't have got this one.
Hey,
right.
shout out Nick Zay. I remember he hyped him up and he was happy, and then he said he wanted to trade him after that.
Well, no, he said, and I agreed. I'd rather have Kike. So
that's what it was. That whole combo.
Right, we got 1,
Thank
2,
you, Nick.
3, 4. Michael Wacha. Used to be on the Padres. Also former Cardinal great. He signed a 2-year, $32 million deal with this team in the American League Central.
I need another ankle rub. White Sox.
It looks like he needs some new socks, but that's not right.
Wait, that was.
It's AL Central. It's right division because I literally just told you the division.
Who's in the AL Central?
The White Sox. Well, that's not right.
I give up.
They roar.
The Lions? What?
What's they also roar. They also roar. Tigers roar too.
The Tiger, yeah.
But no,
Lions and Tigers and Bears. Oh my!
It's actually the Royals. So.
What was the whole point of that?
Just see if you would have got it. You still said Lions. Lucas Giolito, your favorite.
Oh God, he's been on every team.
Angels. And now he's on.
I hope he's on a minor league team, clown.
Bro, he signed a 2-year, $38.5.
What?
$38.5.
Okay, what team would be stupid enough to pay that guy that much money?
We've used this team already on this.
Padres?
American League.
Oh, because they usually spend their money pretty stupid. So.
AL East.
Oh,
Not
Boston?
The Yankees. Yes, Boston.
Yeah. They also spend their money pretty stupid.
We legit were watching MLB Network the other day. Like, I didn't know he signed there. Let's see if you can remember 2 days ago.
Oh, no.
Jock Peterson.
Oh, yeah. I know it's an NOS team. It's the D-backs.
Yes, it is. Yeah. 1 year, $9.5 mil.
The whole thing is we did that segment. That's the only reason I knew.
Last one, Trent Grisham. Former Padre.
The last team he was on was the Padres, right?
That's why he's at a new place now. That's why I said former Padre.
I didn't hear you say former Padre.
Your listening doesn't usually go well with you.
Yeah.
Trent Grisham, American League East. We had a lot of
What, did everyone go to the AL East?
I was thinking that as I was looking.
Tampa Bay?
Nope.
I just figured you may get one Tampa Bay guy in there, but no. Baltimore?
Nope.
Boston?
Nope.
Who's left? The Yankees?
Yes. It's either them or the Blue Jays.
Toronto. Toronto.
He was part of the Soto deal.
Got it.
All right, so we got two things left. Last segment, He's a Beast and Come On Man. Since you're the GOAT of He's a Beast, I'll go first. My Beast, Luka Doncic. This dude's, as you call him, what'd you call him?
Donkey!
Yeah.
Hee-haw!
He's been going off this year. He was the first player since Kobe did in 2006 to score at least 73 points in a game. He went for 73 against the Atlanta Hawks, January 26th. It's only happened 15 times in NBA history, scoring at least 70 points. Who's done it the most? This is like the easiest question.
Will Chamberlain.
Yes.
I was thinking new age players.
He's done it 6 times. 6 of the 15 times it's been Wilt Chamberlain, but the way Luka's playing this year, go for 73 with Boosie in the building. Boosie got his jersey signed afterwards too. Luka, been impressed with him so much this year, and he's definitely my beast. Dropped 70 plus, big time performance there. And it's crazy to think all the dudes that have been scoring 70 plus here over the last 2 years. There's been 4 dudes: Donovan Mitchell, Dame Dalla, Luka, and Joel Embiid. But no one got to 73 like Luka did. He's my beast. That was weak. Show him how He's a Beast segment's done.
My beast isn't just any beast. He's a legendary beast. He's a mythological beast. You don't even think he exists. He's a unicorn. But this unicorn is on a football field, and he doesn't have a long horn. He has a cannon for an arm. I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes, the guy who has the most legendary dad bod ever. And he's now going to be mentioned in the conversation with Tom Brady. How can anyone ever be mentioned with Tom Brady? Never thought it was going to happen. He is literally doing what we thought Tom Brady would do to Joe Montana, and now it's happening with Patrick Mahomes. This guy, here's my one stat I got. He has 39 touchdowns and 7 interceptions in 17 playoff games. That is unbelievable. And on top of that, this year, he hasn't even thrown any interceptions. This guy is the best quarterback in the league. He's probably going to be the best quarterback of all time. When you can take a team on your back, when it doesn't matter if you're on home or you're on the road or whatever the circumstance, you find a way to get it done. This guy is the greatest of all time, and he will be. That's my beast.
I was about to say, watch out for the mic, big dog.
Yeah!
See, I don't even know why I do this segment. I just let you pick 2. I was kind of hoping you were going with Jason Kelsey, throw his shirt off.
Oh, I wanted to so bad, but it wasn't an actual sporting performance. It was just a cheering thing.
It was just a great performance. But speaking of great performances, that was pretty solid. And the crazy thing is, you brought up the fact that his stats in the playoffs, which is absurd because when you get in the playoffs, who are you playing against?
Seriously. The best.
Yeah.
Are you gonna I thought it was self-implied. I know.
Was he going to answer the question or seriously, bro? Yeah, the best competition in football. And he plays better when they play the best competition. So, yeah, respect to Patrick Mahomes. If he can get another Super Bowl here, remarkable. And now we'll do Come On Man. I'll start again. My Come On Man is the Chicago Bulls fans. So, let me look. I wrote down the date. January 12th. This is a disgrace. They had a Ring of Honor ceremony where they're honoring the 95-96 Bulls team, arguably the best single-season team in NBA history. They went 72-10. They won an NBA championship. So they brought back a lot of the players and people that mattered there. And so Jerry Krause died in 2017. So his wife, Thelma, was there to accept in his honor. So she's sitting there. You think, you're going to get cheered, ring of ceremony and stuff. When Jerry Krause's photo came up in an image, the crowd started booing this poor little old lady, poor little Thelma. And the crowd's just booing, bro. She starts crying.
They booed more?
They booed more. Be better, Chicago. Come on, man. Poor little Thelma. Be better. She don't care. She's just in her husband's place, and she's getting booed. And then you know what they did? The next player that got honored? Cheers.
I know you all have grandmas out there. Yeah. Come on, man. Come Come on.
And isn't Thelma like the perfect grandma name?
Yeah, that's what sold me. She had to be a grandma
I think
somewhere.
it's Thelma. Yeah, it was Thelma.
Yeah.
Who's your come on, man?
This is for all the real football fans out there who are annoyed, who are mad, who don't understand why Taylor Swift has to be involved in every single play the Chiefs play. First of all, why is she on the field at the end of the game? Why do we have to see her? I haven't seen Patrick Mahomes' wife on the field once, but we see this girl right away. And on top of that, we got to zoom in on the I love you pick because, of course, they're in love now. No, the NFL's in love with all the extra fans they're getting from this stupid charade that's going on. Okay. Can I see more of Jason Kelce and less of her, please? Like, I just can't take it anymore. I don't care about Taylor Swift. I don't care what she's doing with Kelce, and I don't know why all these other people do. Here's my problem. I wanted to see, I don't know, maybe the best defensive player, Chris Jones, get a little talk, but no, he gets pushed out of the way so we can see Taylor and Jason and Travis Kelce make out. I hope she's not. Well, Jason may have tried to make out with her earlier, how drunk he was, but that's another point. Just get the stupid girl off the field. I don't want to see any more shirts that say, "Oh, Travis Kelce." It's so dumb. Okay, can we just get back to football? Come on, man.
Are you mad, bro?
I'm mad.
Bro, all right, listen, I'm going to be real. Taylor Swift, and I'm part of your come on, man, but Taylor Swift is great for the game. She's getting people that did not like football at all. Now they actually care about watching the games.
Yeah, and now they pretend they know what they're talking about.
Some do more than actual people that watch NFL games. Taylor Swift, I respect it, man. Stay in love. Hope you and Travis get married soon. Can't wait to see Jason at the wedding.
The haters go hate.
I think you got a little bad blood. So that's the show, man.
Touché.
It's been fun to get back here on Poff Poff Pass. Got JT Blaze with me, man, and we'll be back real soon on another episode of Poff Poff Pass later in March. Get ready for March Madness or something. So we'll see what's popping then. Until then, stay great. Peace.
Yeah.